Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, Mo. Appreciate you, bro. Um, so I'm Piff Penny.
Hmm.
I'm from Baltimore, but I live in North Carolina, like the Durham Raleigh area.
Hmm.
So I'm here to present y'all. If you can see it,
Okay.
yeah, I got that little ring. But yeah, this that Epiphany album, and it's
Okay.
only it's only available right now. Like we just doing like strictly out the back kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So you
dope.
gotta
I'm
hit
gonna
me.
need man in the mail. Cool.
Yeah, I got you. When we get off, you hit me in the DMs with your address. I'll send you one, bro.
For
That's
sure.
that's not that's a slight thing,
That's
but
dope, man. I love the physical copies, Joe.
yeah, you'll get a we got the physical copies. We got the coffee sleeves for the single coffee. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We got the stickers. You know what I mean? We got also we got the stickers as well. You know what I mean? So we
Right
got a
with it.
little something going on for
Yeah.
the fans. But I put a little package in the mail to you.
Okay. For sure. For sure. And
Yeah.
you from Baltimore? Y'all be saying Mo up there already, don't y'all, bro?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of people I hang around. See, like I grew up in between Baltimore and DC. It's called a spot called Columbia, Maryland. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I also grew up in Baltimore too. So a lot of people from where I'm from, like it's like a melting pot. It's a lot of DC niggas. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I hear Mo all the time. Niggas
Yeah.
be hitting me, "Hey Mo, what you doing?" You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. My mentor on
But
this shit, she from DC. Her name 202 Wink. Bro. I think that's her area code 202. Bro.
oh,
Like,
202?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's DC.
Bro, yeah, for sure. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So, uh, early, man, early. What was your aspirations early in life, man? Early in life, man. Before all this shit, man. What did you aspire to be?
A chef, bro. I went to school for cooking. You know what I mean? Yeah, I went to school for cooking.
What was it about cooking that drew you into that deep?
Just wanted to get a trade. You feel me? I went to a school that was full of trades, and it was kind of new. So,
Mm-hmm.
with it being new and it had trades, I'm like, I gotta do something. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So, yeah, I went to school for cooking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Got my little degree from there, and then started working like at different jobs, and then I landed a good job at the Cheesecake Factory. You feel me? So,
For sure.
yeah.
So early in life, what role was music playing early? Like, what was you listening to? What was being played in the house? You know what I'm saying? What influenced you to, you know what I'm saying, take the path that you ended up taking?
Um, I would say just being around like a lot of my friends and stuff, like going to their shows and then just gradually liking it. I used to sing when I was in middle school, so
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of my friends didn't sing, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I that's how I started with music, you know what I mean? And then like after that, I would say I say like ninth, 10th grade is when I really started like being around them so much. I started freestyling and stuff, getting the ciphers,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And then from there, it just kind of started, you know what I mean? Just kind of got underneath of certain people's wings. And yeah, we just started shutting it down, you know what I mean?
For sure, for sure. So like on the major artist tip, you know what I'm saying, was you more listening to like the East Coast? Because I know like back in the day it was like big heavy, you know what I'm saying, especially with you being exactly on the East Coast. Did you like listen to a lot of East Coast music? Was it mixed? You know what I'm saying? What was you listening to like on the major side?
Oh, for real, bro. Bro, I was listening to like Mobb Deep, Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of mixtapes like Clue, Fab, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? The whole Desert Storm, Ransom. I was listening to Ransom before niggas even probably heard of him. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
For sure.
yeah, you know what I mean? I grew up on a lot of East Coast stuff.
Mhm.
I listened to like DJ Quick a lot. I listened to man, who else I listened to? Like Dr. Dre. He was one of the persons that I really like grew to love as far as a producer. You know what I mean? Like I used to love any if you got on the Dr. Dre beat, I wanted to hit. You know what I mean?
Mhm. For sure.
Um, but yeah, like Prodigy, like he my favorite rapper though. Like
Mhm.
like yeah, I think that's where I got my sense of where I wanted to be in the game. I wanted to I didn't want it to be valued like him. I just wanted to be looked at and be like, yo, I can hear you grew up in the same era as P. You know what I mean? When you rap, you know what I'm saying? So like I started like when I first started, like my name was Norm P because like my real name Norman, but
Mhm.
I don't even go by my real name. I go by Peter.
Mhm.
Um, that's my middle name, but yeah. So I was going by Norm P, and I got that P. It was for philosophy, and it was also for like what I mean prodigy.
Mhm.
Cause like yeah, what I mean like I want to be the prodigy of prodigy. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
but all that shifted. You know what I mean? Getting into like the late 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Like I started to kind of like take it more serious and started doing shows and stuff with
Mhm.
like some of my friends, and you know what I mean? And they was like, "Yo, you pretty good at this." You know what I mean? So I just kept it going, you know what I mean, for a while, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's dope. That's dope, man. Talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, from wanting to be the prodigy or prodigy, you know what I'm saying, to finding your own swag into where you at now. Talk to me about the evolution of your subject matter. Like what was you talking about then when you first came in,
Mhm.
and what are you talking about? What message are you spreading now?
So back then more on like I mean, I would say I was more like a philosopher, man. I wanted to talk about the trees and the bees and the ladies around me and stuff like that, and mixing a lot of singing in with rapping, and we was just trying to develop ourselves back then. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But like right now, I'm more conscious, but I'm also deadly. Like you know what I mean? I've been through so much. I would call it wars in my life. You know what I mean? And it's only made me stronger. You know what I'm saying? So like I call myself like the warlord. You know what I mean? Because like for real, I've been through so many wars, and I'm not gonna say all of them been successful, but I've stand strong in each and every one of them. You know what I mean? So like, yo, you know what I mean? Everybody got a season, and every season comes to an end. And I feel like as far as the rap game go, you know what I'm saying? Like I came from one of them eras where hip hop was really thriving, and I paid attention to it. You know what I mean? So when I craft my songs, they really will give you that vibe. Like, yo, he really thought about everything he doing on this track. You know what I mean? Like I give you stories. I'm not just talking. I'm not just writing every like 4 bars out. You know what I mean? I'm writing, giving you a 16 in a picture with it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, how you give it to the people, man. Let's talk about your creative process. So, are you a writer? Do you freestyle? Do you punch in and out? What's it like when you actually putting that shit together?
So like yeah, so I used to freestyle just a lot back in the day, but like you can only go so far with that if you're not smoking as much as me, I would say.
Mm. All right.
You know what I mean? So but I'm a writer for real. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And I normally put together like 16s and what I mean, 8 ball hooks, 16 I might do a 4 ball hook depending on how the beat make me feel too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm like I do it in like one take. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write my verse out, I'll practice it a few times, but then when I'm hitting that record button, normally I would say 85% of the time over the last 5 years, it'd be like one take, I'm done. Boom.
Mm.
Then I hit the addies in and then put my overdubs in and I send it off. You feel me? I don't mix at my studio. I just record. You feel me? So
Okay, so you record yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
let's talk
used to
about.
use the studio day, but once you start learning this shit, you know
Mhm.
what I mean. You don't need. You know what I mean. I got so many people that I know and that fuck with me. They be like, yo, just what I mean. Send me your shit. I got you. And what I mean. I'm supporting them at the same time they support me because I'm always looking to see how I can get my vocals better. And I found like 3 people, man. That's what I mean. They pretty much got my voice, so I'm good now. You know what I mean.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, what made you start recording yourself in the first place, man? Instead of just keep going to the studio, different studios, working with different engineers in person. What made you start recording yourself?
Well, I started recording myself when
Oh,
I first started. You feel me? I
okay.
learned Cool Edit. Now it's called Adobe Edition. You know what I mean? But yeah, I learned that program, and I put like 5 or 6 of my friends on too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right
I
with it.
didn't want to only just be a rapper. I wanted to be able to um like learn this shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, it take a lot of money to go and sit in the studio, even just to write. You know what I mean? So if you just like got your shit together, you can go get in the studio and record, but I'm like, yo, if I can record myself and get my vocals right, I can help my friends. You know what I mean? That's how I was looking at it back in the day. And that's how it ended up happening. And I just got better and better at it. You know what I mean? I could probably master my vocals, but I don't want to because I feel like I need somebody else personal touch on my vocals because I'm very biased. You know what I mean? It probably take me a year to master one song. You feel me?
Mhm. So
So
with that, you know what I'm saying, being said, what you know what I'm saying, does anybody get to preview or listen to a song before you actually release it, or do you just everything just serenade through you?
yeah, me and the producer. I work with like I really don't work with like a bunch of producers on projects.
Hmm.
I just do like one producer per project. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean the producer will definitely hear it. You know, my wife might hear it.
Yeah,
Me listening to it after it get mastered. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hold on to all my stuff until it's time to get, put out. You know what I mean?
that's dope. That's dope, man. Well, what's your favorite part about what you do?
Um, I'm excited, yo, just because of where the game has came from. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it like I've always been like a collector. You know what I mean? Like so, I like to collect a lot. Like I got pretty much vinyls of all my projects I got out for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So like
That's
I
why I
look
like
at
the,
it
the
like,
physical shit. I'm collecting too. I got all my physical collecting games and
huh,
DVDs and Blu-rays all on the wall right here, man. So
word.
definitely send you that information through. I'm gonna put that bitch right on the wall up here. I'm sure I got
That's
a
what's
lot of
up.
fame over here, man.
Shit, that's what's up, King. I'm gonna make sure I sign it too for you.
For sure.
Feel me? But yeah, and I like to collect merch and stuff like that. And I just like I would say what really motivates me with this rap game right now, man, is just like, it's a lot. I'm getting a lot of new fans. I'm getting meeting a lot of new people like you know what I'm saying? Fresh
Oh,
faces. Everybody cool. They embracing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what the blessing is about. You know what I mean? Getting to meet different people. You know what I mean? That's kind of like doing what I'm doing or in the same space that I'm in. You know what I mean? So we can all network and just try and figure this thing out. And how we gonna get our name out there? What I mean? It's not really about me. Shouts out to my man Get him Rizzy who actually produced this project. And
shout,
I'm on here too speaking for him. He out handling his business tonight, but I told him I got him. You know what I mean?
shout out to bro.
Yeah.
Now, a question that I ask a lot of my guests, man, is if you don't mind me asking, man, what's your support system like? I talk to a lot of my guests, and they always be like the biggest fans, their biggest supporters, their most concurrent listeners is people that they never met before, people that they met one time, or somebody that they met on Instagram. What's your
Mhm.
support system like, man?
So yo, my support system, it's looking real decent, man. I got a lot of good people that be hitting me up when I drop, you know what I mean, copping my joints. Either they streaming it or they buying it. So like this my first time going independent. And it was me and the producers, you know what I mean, kind of thought. But we both are seeing that, like yeah, I got a lot of people that's listening to my music, but when it came to like actually selling the music, and I got other CDs of other projects and stuff, but I didn't go totally independent at first, so a lot of people was hearing it.
Mhm.
I mean, so like everybody want to hear this Epiphany album because they know the caliber of the producer and they know my caliber. Like the producer just dropped the EP, or I would say an album with the Mussolini from New York, and Shorty nice. You know what I mean? He
Sure.
signed with you know what I mean? He nice. You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, his caliber of production is awesome. But at the same time, you know what I mean, he got me. You know what I mean? And we put our heads together, bro. We we was just talking about this the other day. A lot of the people that we selling CDs to, and then we also selling MP3s. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Are like people we really don't know. You know what I mean? It's just people we bumping into at the gas station. Like I posted like a couple weeks ago, bumping into a OG at the gas station. Yo, he popped my CD in. We made a little video, had a little fun. You know what I mean? got my little $10 and I skated up out of there. You know what I mean? That's what life all about, bro. You know what I mean? Just making a couple dollars. I'm not making millions and
Mhm.
thousands, but I'm paying some bills though. You know what I mean?
For
I'm
sure.
paying some bills. You feel me?
Now,
And that's
now,
really all it's doing. It's just paying a couple bills. You know what I mean?
for sure. Now, when you release a project, man, and you invest in it, and you promote it, and you outside touching the people, man, and you meeting the people, man, what is your goal for the project? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a certain amount of sales you trying to hit? Do you have a certain amount of streams, a certain amount of MP3s you trying to sell? What's the blueprint for that project, if there's any, if any?
So it really is not a blueprint. It's just like, look, we put this much energy and time into it and money. We want to at least get back our money we put into it and pay a couple bills. So however that's gonna make work, it's gonna work. We on our second batch right now, so we paying bills and we about to re up. You know what I'm saying? So it actually is going very wasn't really a plan outside of just getting us the CDs and then bundle package for 20. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? We got a CD for 10, the bundle package for 20.
Mhm.
The bundle package come with the let me see, the bundle package come with the coffee sleeve and a sticker and the CD.
Mhm.
You feel me? That's for 20. Or you can just get the CD for $10. You feel me? And it's got some dope features on here. I got Four Eyes on here, Jay Scott the Illest from Atlanta, both of them from Atlanta. Aida on here. Shouts out to my man Daz Jones, he from Philly.
Shout
You
out.
know what I mean? I got some dope features, you know what I mean? This is my first album, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure I put a lot into it and think it out properly. And
Mhm.
every song go perfect, you know what I'm saying, behind each other. You
Mhm.
can just play it and let it go. You know what I mean?
For sure. That's dope. Now let me ask you this, man. Do you ever get discouraged? Do you ever be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna start, you know what I'm saying, selling plates or you know what I'm saying, be America's
Yeah.
next top chef, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Does that cross your mind? And if it does, how do you overcome those thoughts?
Actually, man, I don't have those thoughts because I own my own business. You feel me? Like this to me, like, man, I wish you could see my studio right now. This to me, man, is like Six Flags, bro. You feel me? Like I'm still a big kid for real.
Hey,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna show you. I'm see you some pictures of my shit. I feel the same exact way, brother. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. This Six Flags. I mean, I own my own business. I work for Brookshire Hathaway, who buy homes and shit. You feel me? But I'm like landscaper.
That's what's up, man. For
Feel me?
sure.
And then I clean carpets and then like power wash on the side as well. So like I'm definitely like making money. Um, I got somebody hit me up right now asking me for an appointment. But yeah, yo, you know what I mean? God is good, bro. I'm blessed. I can't even ask for nothing less, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm blessed, bro. You know what I mean? I can't ask for more, I would say.
Mhm.
Feel me?
Now, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, let me ask you this about going back to your music, man, your creative process. When you're putting out music, is it when you're creating a song, is it just a vibe or are you constantly thinking like I need one for the radio, I need one for the guys, I need one for the ladies, I need one for my wife, I need one for this, for that, or is it just always a vibe when you putting the project together?
Right. I would say no. It's just like for real, for real. Um, so most of my projects go by like different titles, like Warlord series. So you're gonna get a lot of grimy boom bap hip hop from it. And then I got like the mixtapes joints. You're gonna get some mixtapes fever. But this for this album right here, I actually touched on different subjects. I got a song for the girls. You know what I mean? I got a couple songs for the women, but then I got a song that you can play at like weddings and reunions and all of that stuff. So, like, you know what I mean, different songs. Then I got a song called Coffee. That's the opener. Like that's gonna wake you up. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh shit, yo, shorty nice. I definitely need to continue. I got a conscious joint called Season. So this one was more aimed to give you my personality, you know what I'm saying? Like more of my personality than just, okay, well, if this is a Warlord 2 or Warlord 3, then we know we're gonna get that grimy pretty much. But this one, I'm singing, you know what I mean, on a hook. You know what I'm saying? Man, this joint is serious. You know, I got a song on here called Real Man's Pain. I'm talking about a son that I found out about when he was 9 years old. And
Mm,
then I end up meeting back up with him, you know what I'm saying, in the future. And he living with my grandfather. And I'm like, damn. So that's where it kind of with a story start off at. You know
mm,
what I mean? And I got my daughter with me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn.
mm.
So like, so like this is more like you get more Peter, you know what I mean? Instead of like Piff Penny, you know what I mean? On his epiphany, you know what I'm saying? So
For sure, for sure. Now,
mhm.
if you don't mind me asking, man, give me your opinion on your peers in this industry that you're a part of, man. Like you've been shouting out a lot of people that you've been working with, man. But outside of those brothers and
Mhm.
outside of those women, man, give me your opinion on your peers, man. When you out in these shows and these studios and you rubbing shoulders and shaking hands, what's the vibes you get from the other people that's in the sport that you're a part of?
Oh man, it's beautiful. Um, what actually made me jump back out there because I stopped writing and like recording. I would say like 2014, 13, 12, like them three. I wasn't doing nothing, bro.
Hmm.
I kind of lost interest. I mean, I wasn't recording. I would say I was writing, but I was recording. But what made me kind of jump back out there, and you talk when we talk about peers, and when we talk about people who influence me and make me motivated now. I had a chance to meet Benny the Butcher, Conway, Westside. Actually had a good conversation with Benny, and what I mean, that nigga got dogs, I got dogs, so we, used to talk back in the day a little bit. Became decent buds with his best friend, City Boy. You know what I mean, and try to help them niggas grow they brand just off the strength because I love music. You know what I mean? So I feel like, what I mean, I'm like my intentions to be around people who are really doing this shit right now, like, they're pure and true because I only love this shit for real. I'm a fan of music first, you know what I mean? But I feel like, what I'm saying, like I'm one of them people like, yo, you really know what you're doing too. You know what I'm saying? They want me to put my hands in certain different things or try to help out and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like the whole Griselda movement, man, really influenced me a lot and really encouraged me to kind of like move forward because some of them niggas my age, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yo,
For sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just having personal conversations with some of them niggas like Wes and Benny and me and Conway ain't talked too much, but yeah, you know what I mean? I talked to a lot of different artists and you know what I mean? Like it's just like, yo, this niggas like the same age as me and they really getting it right now. You know what I mean? So it just
is
encourages
that
me
age
to
is looking for, you know what I'm saying, still looking for hungry for new music and new artists, you know what I'm saying, that got
yeah,
substance and coming like you coming. So, it's
yeah,
definitely the lane for what you doing, man. But I got a couple
fact.
questions before I let you get up out of here, man. With the climate of music, man, do you ever feel like you gotta, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily ride the wave, but do you ever like hear a beat and you want to do a freestyle to it, or you know what I'm saying, hear a flow that's taking the sum over and you might want to, you know what I'm saying, play with that, or do you just stay in your lane?
No, I like to play with that. I like to do that actually when I hear like I think Lloyd Banks dropped some shit last summer. And I heard joining with him and Vado. So I had to go find that beat. I was like, yo, this shit hard. I gotta go right to this motherfucker. And I came up with a song. I put my homegirl on that joint from New Orleans. Shouts out to Lex.
Shout out.
1080. Six fellas, they out in New Orleans. But
Mhm.
yeah, I put them on there. He did the hook. She spit a verse with me and we killed that beat, bro. You feel me? But yeah, I love it. When I hear stuff like that relates to where I'm at in my life and I know that like it's a hit. Like a lot of my friends, you be like, yo, you can pick out singles. You know what I mean? Because I tell them like when niggas drop CDs and shit, I'm like, yo, they about niggas coming out with this song next.
Mhm.
And and sure enough, that bitch be jumping next. I'm like, yep, because I just always had an ear for hot music. You know what I mean? Like I call myself really, I'm a A and R on the low. You know what I mean? Because I know where the talent at. I mean, I got producers all around the world. I've worked with some wonderful people, man. Artists all around the world. You know what I mean? So I got a great ear for music.
Mhm. Now, Um, like I said, I got a couple more questions before you get you out of here, man.
Yeah.
When you're releasing music, do you ever, you know what I'm saying, when you release the music, do you look back at a project and try to, you know what I'm saying, critique it and see what you can do better, or when it's released, you just let it go and whatever it does, you know what I'm saying, whatever you did is what you did.
Yeah, I just release it and let it go. We do a lot of the critiquing. Well, I would say I do a lot of the critiquing on my projects, but for this particular project, Epiphany, me and Rizzy did a few critiques before we actually released it. You know what I mean? And it's because it's my first album. You know what I mean? Like I done dropped over P's. You know what I mean? Since I've been back out. You know what I mean? Doing this, and yeah, I had to make sure this was right. So we had to critique this a lot, but normally I don't like EPs, man. I just write what I'm right. As long as the mix sound really good, I don't really like. I don't mess with it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Now, how do you choose who to work with, man? You shout out a few people, man. I know a couple people that you work with. Um, how do you choose like who to work with? You know what I'm saying? Who's cool? Who, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, or is it just people that you got relationships build up with? People that somebody might have told you about? Like, what's the? How do you know who's to like trust with your creations?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, man, that's a hard question to answer, but I'm gonna try the best I can. So, um, most of the time, I reach out to certain people that have been in my circle for a while. But over the last, I would say, 5 years have been like, just new people that I find online that, I build a friendship with. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, they dope. Let me reach out to them. And then, they got their own little clique. So it might be somebody in their clique I like. You know what I mean? Like, damn, shorty nice. Let me let's do a song with yo. You know what I mean? So but I would say the hardest thing about going through all of this is just like I don't be feeling the love back. You know what I mean? Like I got so many different artists on a lot of my projects.
Hmm.
I mean, I might be on two out of 20 of them. Now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like I don't know. I just don't feel the love reciprocated. And then like, I feel like niggas fall off the end of the world when you move on and start working with somebody else. And
Yeah.
it just be weird. Shit be weird. This whole game weird. But I don't be focusing on that shit though. Like they gonna watch me work, bro. That's
Yeah.
it. They
Yeah,
gonna
for
watch
sure.
me work. Yeah,
I ain't
that's
an
it.
artist, but one thing I've been hearing recently, I heard a couple artists been telling me recently, like people been like not putting their music out because when they get on the track with them, it's like they be smoking them. So it was like they don't, you know what I'm saying? They'll do a song with you, then they might not want you to come smoke on them. Fuck they like they shit up, man. Bro,
Yeah, that could I mean, I think about that too, but yo, I'm a grown ass
for
and
sure.
you know what I mean? And I just look at it like if I reached out to you, like you should definitely reach out back. You know what I mean? Because I'm cooking on everything, and then if that's the case, you would probably want me on your shit. You feel me? Like
For sure.
that's just how I look at it. You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely feel you, man. But before you get up out of here, man, let the people know what's out right now, where they can find you on social media, where they can find the music, all that good shit.
Yeah, facts, facts. So check this out, y'all. This Piff Penny. You feel me? The guy of the evening, hanging out with my guy, for real, for real. And y'all can find me on Instagram at Piff Penny, and then you can find me on Facebook at Piff Penny Records. We got the album out circulating the airwaves right now. You feel me? I got like 2 singles out right now, Epiphany and Coffee. You can find them online, both of them. We got CDs for $10. We got MP3s for $10. We got $20 bundle packages. Everything, you know what I'm saying? You can get shipped straight to your house. You don't got no waiting time. You might pay a couple dollars on shipping, but it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist. Get him Rizzy. He produced it. He from South Carolina. Crate Mafia. Shouts out to my guy.
Shout out.
Um, yeah, and we put some good work into this. It's my first album, you know what I'm saying, and it's really like one of those albums where you're gonna understand like where I'm at in my life. Um, it's a lot of people out here hating too on this album because me and my guy working, but I look at it as a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You can't really be out here and be successful without the haters. They gonna come, y'all.
Bro,
You know what I
part of the
mean?
game.
They gonna come. But you know what? I'm getting free promotion from those dummies too. You feel me?
Fact. If you got 10 haters, you need to find out how to get 10 more, bro.
Yeah, them niggas helping me sell CDs for real. Yo, shouts out to y'all too. But yo, I'm just living life, man. I'm a family man first. You know what I mean? I love God first. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean, I'm gonna be here for everything that I'm doing, you know what I mean, for my family. And then this comes second. But man, I put everything into what I do. So y'all go check me out, Piff Penny. And if y'all want a CD, if y'all don't want to do the social media, you can hit me at piffpenny@yahoo.com. You know what I'm saying? I can do the email too. Feel me?
For sure, man. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming through, sharing your story, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. In a minute, gang.
Yo, Mo. Yeah, Mo, I appreciate you too, bro. And yeah, I'm looking forward to growing this too, bro. You know what I mean? I subscribe to your
Oh
channel.
yeah, let's do it
I'm
for
waiting.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any ideas you got? I'm up for collaborations, anything, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of like you was touching on, you know what I'm saying? It's all about helping each other and just making the shit bigger,
Mhm.
Joe. If one of us blow, all of us blow. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm with it
Yo,
100%, man.
my producer, by the way, is really interested in doing like podcasting like you're doing and stuff. So
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna put him in contact with you. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
for
really a
sure.
smart guy too, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. So he'll probably be interested in talking to you and maybe try and give you some insight too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm with that 100%, man. I definitely appreciate
Yeah.
it, man. I look forward to linking with you and working with you in the future, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me in my DMs and we can move forward, bro.
All
One.
right, bet. You know that.